Hello, my name is Michael Rio. I'm going to discuss the stability of post-war Iraq and why the U.S. needs to remain committed in providing support and security to the country. In the power vacuum created by the U.S. withdrawal from Iraq in 2011, terror organizations such as ISIS were able to successfully capitalize on the weakness of the Iraqi government that was still in its infancy and now lacked U.S. support. In the same year, the Syrian civil war erupted, only complicating the security crisis. The lack of stability among the Iraqi and Syrian governments provided a safe haven in which ISIS was able to plan and coordinate its operations. This map shows how much territory ISIS was able to capture by 2015. This makes it apparent that Iraq was not prepared to handle its security concerns on its own. Even with the support of U.S. advisors and air support, the task to reclaim this lost ground has been immensely challenging. While a large portion of this territory has been retaken, and the battle for Mosul has seen positive developments, security concerns will continue to persist from internal and external sources. It is also in question whether the Iraqi government has the resources to hold on to these gains. Iraq is a country of great geopolitical significance and a keystone for U.S. Middle East policy. In the past, Iraq has served as an important proxy to balance Iranian power in the Middle East. This dynamic remains true today. Iraq also holds a large amount of the world's oil reserve. According to data collected by the CIA, Iraq has the fifth largest oil reserves in the world, totaling an estimated 143 billion barrels. The prevention of a monopoly over the Middle East's oil reserves is reliant on the individual states of the region all being able to check each other's power and influence, something Iraq is currently not capable of doing. It is also evident that where governments are weak or unstable, global terror networks are able to take root. Having a secure and stable Iraq is essential in eliminating areas where terror organizations can freely operate, which is a vital step in winning the global war on terror and bringing greater stability to the region as a whole. Russia demonstrated in 2008 in its war with Georgia that it is willing to flex its muscle in the Caucasus. Russia is the dominant influential power in that region and maintains an alliance with Armenia and has recently made arms deals with Azerbaijan. If Iraq were to fall under the influence of Iran or Russia, Turkey would be encircled by NATO adversaries. Saudi Arabia would also be threatened. The scenario of Iraq transitioning to a state under Iranian influence is highly likely in the absence of the United States. The majority of Iraq's population are Shia, yet the country has historically been ruled by the Sunni minority. These sectarian tensions are deeply rooted and have ravaged the country in the past. Iran, which is a dominantly Shia nation, could see this as an opportunity to support a Shia-controlled government in Iraq. Iranian Shia militias are already in the country helping in the fight against ISIS, and could easily be seen as the first stage of Iranian influence building within Iraq. If the U.S. withdraws its support of Iraq, Iran could see this as a golden opportunity to facilitate regime change, capitalizing on the sectarian divisions of the country. The policy plan I have constructed to help stabilize Iraq and maintain U.S. influence involves multiple elements. The Iraqi government must be convinced to allow a U.S. Army brigade to be deployed to work in close cooperation with Iraqi security forces for a duration of at least 4 years. It is also recommended that U.S. carrier groups maintain consistent rotating deployments to the Persian Gulf. The U.S. should also continue to train and arm Kurdish militias in northern Iraq. In recent years, they have proved very helpful in the fight against ISIS and have been more than willing to work with the United States. The Kurdish militias will also serve as an additional faction to counterbalance the Iranian Shia militias already present in the country. Incorporating a soft power approach is also essential in securing influence and stability in Iraq. Over the next 4 years, I would also request that $3.5 billion be provided in aid. These funds should be allocated not only to address the security needs of Iraq, but should be spent rebuilding infrastructure and creating economic opportunities. The larger portion of $2.9 billion should be used in the reconstruction of roads, schools, hospitals, telecommunications, and other essential elements of infrastructure. These funds should also be used to invest in business and more economic opportunities for the Iraqi people. The remaining $0.6 billion should be used to train and arm the Iraqi security forces. This aid should be able to help improve the quality of life for the people of Iraq and provide opportunities for a prosperous future and greater stability. If the climate of the country can continue to move in this positive direction, and the people can see a clear path of improving stable conditions, it will be far more challenging for Iran to export a revolution. Provided are a list of sources that were used to help construct this presentation. Thank you for watching.